and welcome to TWF NXT. I, Gorilla Monsoon, here with Corey Graves and with Booker T. And today on NXT, we have a good show here today on NXT. Gorilla Monsoon says, yesterday, we do got to talk about what happened yesterday on NXT. You know, if we can think back of what happened yesterday on NXT, but yeah, we forget. Oh, Buzz Lightyear fought Dolph Ziggler, and the ongoing war that I guess started between Buzz Lightyear and Dolph Ziggler, will it play out here today on NXT as well? Gorilla Monsoon says. Well, that's hard to say, Corey Graves says, Gorilla. If Buzz Lightyear and Dolph Ziggler are going to prolong their war here today on NXT, we would hope to think so, Corey Graves says. You know what? Buzz Lightyear had no right to be putting himself in Dolph Ziggler's business. You know, he brought it on himself. And now he started a bind that he shouldn't have started in the first stead. So you're going to tell me that Buzz Lightyear was the one who started the bind? That it's all his mistake that Dolph Ziggler's irked and angered? Would you stop? Oh, it's true, Booker T says. I mean, it's true if you stop to think of it. Dolph Ziggler came out. He was unhappy with the way he was being booked and written. It had nothing to do with Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear comes out and starts shit. You know, Booker T says. I could tell you something right now. Buzz Lightyear did not start shit with Dolph Ziggler. Gorilla Monsoon said that did not happen. Yes, Buzz Lightyear did come out and talk with Dolph Ziggler, but that's all. Gorilla Monsoon says. So would you stop with that? Well, Corey Graves said, no need who started it, either Dolph Ziggler or Buzz Lightyear. We do know one thing. Here's Dolph Ziggler again. Damn it. Up! Oh, so yesterday, Dolph Ziggler said I could stand up. Now today, I can't stand up. So now, yesterday I could stand up, and now today I cannot. So yesterday, I had to start something with some creep by the name of Buzz Lightyear, who was none of his business. You know, and I'm the show stealer. I always steal the show. I've always been, stealing the show. And Buzz Lightyear, well, he just gonna mind his own business. Well, Gorilla Monsoon said, sadly, Dolph Ziggler couldn't keep his mouth shut. He had to bring up Buzz Lightyear's name, and here comes Buzz Lightyear. You say you want me not to be in your business, Dolph. If that's true, then you shouldn't be saying my name. You know, yesterday on Monday Night Raw, or Monday Night Raw, we had a match. And the so-called show stealer, as you call yourself, chose to get a reckoning out instead of, and you're saying that I'm not worth your time. Well, if that's true, then you're still talking about me 24 spans later. You know what, Buzz Lightyear? I take back everything I said to you yesterday. I think you are worth my time. I think if I do beat a Disney Pixar cell, it should be you. You know, the fake Starman, That's what I think. And hey, if I beat you, if I beat you at the end of the day, then I think that I will be the showstopper. No, the show stealer. I don't stop the show, I steal the show. Well, Dolph Ziggler, this is your lucky day, because now, you get to show everyone if you really are going to be the show stealer or not. Because today, in this ring, you will fight Buzz Lightyear again. But unlike what happened yesterday, you will not be getting a reckoning out. There will be no reckonings out in this match. So if you truly are a good wrestler, as you say you are, then we shouldn't have to see you be running, and get, see yourself running and then getting a reckoning out. So let's start this match now. And the Fight Keeper's in the ring now, and we just heard from Ric Flair, the main overseer of the TWF, Gorilla Monsoon says, and we'll have to see how that's going to work out. Ding, ding, ding. Oh no, Dolph Ziggler just drop kicked it down Buzz Lightyear, Gorilla Monsoon said, and the zigzag. I mean, a wrestler as gifted and skilled as Dolph Ziggler is, he thinks highly of himself, Gorilla Monsoon says, but he always has to do, heelish shit. Well, Corey Graves says, as long as I've known Dolph Ziggler, and Dolph Ziggler was in WWE, has been in WWE on and off, since 2005 YL though, it's been in his 2 runs in OVW between that. And he's always done heelish shit. I don't know why, Corey Graves said. Booker T said he's been that way for most of his time. Booker T says, and Dolph Ziggler is one of the greatest wrestlers there is out there. He's a show stealer. He stole the show when he was in WWE. He now steals the show when he's in TNA. Well, he doesn't look like a show stealer to me. Booker T says. Well, he's not looking like a show stealer to me, Gorilla Monsoon said. He looks like a angered, irked young man who likes to start shit with folks. And Dolph Ziggler, who wants everyone to onlook him, but he hasn't done anything, at least in this ring so far, to be onlooked for. Gorilla Monsoon said. Well, onlook doesn't yield the bills, Booker T says. You know what this business is about, Gorilla? It's about gals and it's about straps. And it's also about onlook too, Booker T, so would you stop? Well, Corey Graves says, Buzz Lightyear hasn't gotten any upper hand, but now he did. Buzz Lightyear got an upper hand on Dolph Ziggler, the former 2-time World Heavyweight Fighter in WWE and former TNA Heavyweight Fighter. Corey Graves says. Well, Gorilla Monsoon said, here comes Buzz Lightyear. Oh, and Buzz Lightyear is about to get the win over the so-called show stealer. Gorilla Monsoon says, women, oh, the zigzag on Buzz Lightyear, Gorilla Monsoon says. This match is over. Yeah, it is, Booker T says. Ha 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 ha, so that's a good one. You go, Dolph Ziggler. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. Here is your winner. Here is your winner, Buzz. Here is your winner, Dolph Ziggler. Well, Dolph Ziggler, Dolph Ziggler has beat Buzz Lightyear here today on NXT. And as we know, Gorilla Monsoon says, Dolph Ziggler may have won the match fair, but we don't know. But I still highly doubt that he will be seen as the show stealer, either in WWE or now in TNA. Well, I could tell you something right now, Corey Graves says. It seems to me that Dolph Ziggler thinks he's the show stealer, even if he isn't the show stealer. Well, if you learn some onlook and some, and then maybe he might get it, Gorilla Monsoon says. But Corey, I don't think he's going to be getting any onlook for anything he's done in the ring. Oh, Booker T says, so you're not going to onlook him for what he did in the ring, you, who was a former beginner wrestler yourself, Booker T says. Well, Gorilla Monsoon said, what I said, Booker, is I do onlook Dolph Ziggler for what he does in the wrestling ring. But how he behaves and what he does, how he behaves, that I have no onlook for. We'll take it away now to Jim Ross. Thank you, Gorilla Monsoon. I'm going to be talking with Dolph Ziggler here today on NXT. Alright, Dolph Ziggler, you do know that I don't know if folks still would call you the show stealer or not. Yeah, well, I tell you what, Jim Ross, I truly am. I'm the show stealer. And I beat Buzz Lightyear. And no, that oversight that Ric Flair came up with, Dolph Ziggler says, well, it wasn't needed. Because this time I beat Buzz Lightyear with the zigzag. And you should know that I am one of the greatest wrestlers, a beginner wrestler in my time in Ken Wright Learn Guild. And yes, I had some pretty shitty first starts in WWE. My first run in OVW, my first run in WWE, my 2-whiff run in OVW, 2-whiff run in WWE. Then, including whatever, my 3-whiff run in WWE. And that's where I really became a showstopper. And now that I'm in TNA now, I'm going to showstop there. So you can tell that Disney Pixar self, Buzz Lightyear, that at the end of the day, he got beat by the showstopper, the show stealer. Tell me, Dolph Ziggler, how can you steal the show? How did you steal the show? You tell everyone you were stealing the show in WWE and now in TNA. I don't know. I just know that I steal the show whatever I wrestle at. OVW, WWE, TNA. That I steal the show. Well, Dolph Ziggler still believes, or still calls himself the show stealer. When I haven't, my belief, I don't think he's ever stolen any show he's ever been in. Back to you, Gorilla Monsoon. Well, thank you, Jim Ross, for talking with Dolph Ziggler here today on NXT. And that's all the time we got here for NXT. I, Gorilla Monsoon, with Corey Graves and with Booker T. We hope you like NXT, and we'll see you tomorrow for Dynamite or Mike.